All right, you guys, this your boy back at y'all with another one, man. Let's get down to business. Shouts out to the LDBC. All right, so this was a particular topic I was wrestling with back and forth. Uh, you know, now we had about a week or so to calm down from the NBA Finals, and the NBA is in its off season right now. I want to talk about CP3's legacy. Now, I want to start off to say that Chris Paul, when his career is over with, will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Period. All right. I want to repeat this. Right. When Chris Paul's career is done, he will be a surefire first ballot Hall of Famer. No question. But I think the only thing that is missing from an otherwise stellar career is a championship. So while he's had a stellar career, I believe that uh, lack of playoff success when it comes to all-time great point guard debates is what's going to hurt him. Uh, you've had seasons where he's been in the playoffs, and for a while he couldn't get past the second round. Um, then him getting hurt for the Houston Rockets when they were up 3-2 against the Golden State Warriors. Um, finally, finally getting over that hump and getting to the NBA Finals, where you know um, he's lost series where he's went up 2-0. He's done that on 4 different occasions. So, with that being said, he is top 5 all time in assists, a floor general. He won. I'm definitely, but he falls short of that top tier, all time great point guard category, in my opinion. Right? So that's where I'm at on that. And next year, it's going to be even more challenging. Now he has a player option, which going to pay him like $44 million. I don't know why he would turn that down. And I heard a lot of people saying that, oh well, he could possibly go to the Lakers and play with LeBron. Well, why would he team up? He don't believe in teaming up. He believes in competition. So the whole notion about him leaving Phoenix to join LeBron makes no sense, right? Let's see who got me up in here. Wayne Berry, Chili Willie. I like that name. And the man boy, what's up, y'all? I see y'all up in here. Make sure you hit that like button as you come on in. Show your boys some love and support. Yeah, man, all day, man. So that's what I'm at on that. As far as Chris Paul, uh, I think he is, along with a couple other pieces for the Phoenix Suns. They're going to need a scorer off the bench. Um, and DeAndre Ayton will have another season under his belt to develop. I think the Phoenix Suns could be right back in it next season. Shout out to the homie Mark Wonderlick in the building. So I'm gonna put a link in the chat, man. You guys come in, tell me what you guys think about what you think about Chris Paul's legacy. That's what we're talking about today, right? We're not talking about nothing else outside of Chris Paul. Oh, breaking news. Breaking news into my timeline. So, the Grizzlies have traded Jonas Valanciunas to the New Orleans Pelicans for Steven Adams, Eric Bledsoe, and a number 10 overall pick. That's just the breaking news that just came down once again. Jonas Valanciunas has been traded from the Grizzlies to the Pelicans for Eric Bledsoe, Steven Adams, and a number 10 overall pick. Also, in that deal, the Grizzlies are sending the 17th overall pick and the 51st overall pick to go with the Pelicans. So, all right, now back to this. Because to me, the only thing that keeps Chris Paul out of the top 10 point guards of all time is the fact that he has not won a championship. Had he won a championship, he would have been on the, he would have been up in that upper tier of top point guards and all that. But that's where I'm at with Chris Paul. I think he's definitely, like I said before, he's definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer. But as far as like him being in that upper echelon of point guards, that's gonna be a tough sell. That's gonna be a tough sell. Because there's a lot of really good point guards in the league that's played and all that. It's gonna be hard to put him in the top 10. If you do put him in the top 10, you can probably have him at like number 10 and all that. Or probably even have like number. If I had to rank Chris Paul, I don't know. That's gonna be a hard one. Probably at number 10, if that. As far as like point guards now, as far as like players, and no, he's definitely not in that area of top players of all time. But he is a top 10 point guard, in my opinion. But he's sitting at number 10, in my opinion. Like I say, you got your opinion, I got mine. That's the way I see it. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Now, as more evidence come around, then I probably will adjust my rankings accordingly, right? All right. But man, this year would have been his best shot to win an NBA championship. Because next year things are gonna get a little bit more difficult. Klay Thompson's coming back for the Warriors, barring any setbacks. Warriors will be in it. They say the Lakers might be in it and all that. Who else? You expect the New Orleans Pelicans to take the next step. Jazz will be in it. Nuggets will be in it. Clippers obviously gonna be in it. So it's gonna be difficult. Not saying that they can't get it done if he opts to stay, and I don't see why would he opt out, turning down $44 million. But hey, I'm not one to count people's money. He does what he does with his career, and we'll just adjust accordingly. Who else is up in here today? The B. Davis. KB, LA sports fan, Chris Jones, salute to all y'all in the building. Smash the like button as you come on in. There's my Cash App. There's my PayPal if you want to donate. I put a link to the chat. Anybody want to come in and give me your thoughts about Chris Paul and where he at legacy-wise? I think, let me see. Now I remember when that Ryan Hollins dude, right, that jackass, when he got traded from Houston to OKC, and Ryan Hollins sat right there on that first take desk, spewing out his two-legged Rottweiler fecal matter about Chris Paul done and he ain't got it no more and all this other type of nonsense that was coming out Ryan Hollins' mouth. Now, another thing I will, having said that, another thing I will give Chris Paul the fact that every team he has gone to, he has turned them around. Every team. You name it, would have been the Clippers before Chris Paul got there. The Clippers was shit. He was drafted by the Hornets, right? The New Orleans Hornets, before they became the Pelicans and all that, right? I know they have a couple of rough years, but he's taken that team to the playoffs. He's taken the Clippers to the playoffs. He went to Houston. They went to the Western Conference Finals. When he got traded from Houston to OKC, what's up, Willie Self? A lot of people didn't have OKC making the playoffs that year. I think probably like myself and Ticket were like the only people that called the OKC Thunder to make the playoffs that year. Chris Paul got traded from Houston to them, right? So, and then he goes from Houston to Phoenix, and then Phoenix ends up going to the NBA Finals. And now, mind you, Phoenix had not made the playoffs since 2010. What's up, you Soup Knight? So, Skins fan 21, what's good? So, he has proven that if you have Chris Paul on your team, that you will have a chance to make the playoffs. He's a floor general. He puts people in the right positions. He knows when to score. He knows when to distribute the ball. And I think that is a lost art in basketball today. You got the traditional point guard that gets everyone in their right spots, making sure everybody knows where they're supposed to be at. He knows when to score the basketball, and he knows when to, distribute. So definitely a lost art in basketball today, because now what you're seeing is a lot of these point guards, athletic point guards that they can bring the ball up and they can razzle dazzle you with either shooting the ball or come up with raw athleticism, like the Russell Westbrooks, the Derrick Roses, those guys that were like super athletic point guards and all that. Now injuries derailed Derrick Rose's career, but before he got injured, you couldn't deny the fact that this guy was very athletic. I mean, this guy took the ball to the hole at will. But CP3, him and Rondo, the two point guards, and that really knows the game inside and out. And I wouldn't be surprised if I wouldn't be surprised if when his career is over with, that he could become a really good head coach. What's up, Too Raw? Myron Jones to the moon. So that's where I'm at on that. Now, I see some people saying that John Stockton's better than Chris Paul. Oh man, shout out to the homie, Coach Shelton Harris in the building. Y'all go subscribe to the homie Coach Shelton Harris. You want to know about MMA and boxing, anything combat sports related? That's the point, man, right there, man. For real. I enjoy listening to that man's content, man. The female fighters that he brings on, really give good, inside and out and all kind of good insight, man. And there's one brother's channel I love is Coach Sutton Harris, man, straight up. But hey, Too Raw, come on up in here, man. We gotta talk about this Chris Paul thing, man. We gotta talk about his legacy, man. Cause I don't know. I got him in the top 10, but I don't know. So where do you see Chris Paul at on the as far as like his legacy go, bro?
He's definitely way up there, man. I put it like this. I have to sit back and really analyze it to me to be more precise. But next year, if he comes back, and I'm most likely he's going to come back and play, and his probably first one or two games, he's going to become the first player in the history of NBA with 20,000 points and 10,000 assists, which is remarkable. And the first player. And he's probably going to pass both Mark Jackson and Steve Nash in assists next year. So his all-time ranking, if you're basing it on his accomplishments, like as far as numbers, is way up there. He finally got over the hump. As far as making it to an NBA Finals. He didn't win it, but he did at least get to an NBA Finals. That's something that's, at least put him on another threshold. A lot of it's just been bad luck on Chris Paul's part, man. Like, as far as like not having more postseason success, like just bad timing with injuries, teammates having injuries. It's just, it's just a lot of stuff, man, that if people are going to point at and hold it against him. But all in all, it's hard for me to say where I would rank him as far as point guards, because people got to remember something, man. There's been a lot of great point guards, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you got Magic Johnson, Oscar Robertson, if you consider him a point guard. You got Isaiah Thomas. You got Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? You got Nate Archibald. You got Gary Payton, Nash. You got Jason Kidd. You got Walt Clyde Frazier, who's criminally underrated now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of dudes, man. Like, yeah, Bob Cousy played a million years ago, but people are just going to put him in there because of his resume and how dominant he was in his era. It's just hard, man. Like, I would say Chris Paul has to be, at this point, somewhere in that top 10. I know that's like, just top 10? No, but it's a lot of great point guards, man. People just...
I know, right?
People... It's the thing. And I'm not trying to take away anybody's belief of how great these players are today, but we can't be prisoners of the moment either. We can't forget how great Gary Payton was. We can't forget how great Jason Kidd was and how great Steve Nash was with a Phoenix. We can't forget these guys just because we're seeing something now, and the freshness of these other guys. And like I was saying with John Stockton, look, this how you look at it. This how I look at it. Steph Curry is a more dynamic player than John Stockton, right? But is Curry really a better point guard than John Stockton? Like traditional point guard? I don't think so. He's a better
Me neither.
player,
Right.
but is he a better point guard? No. And as far as floor generals are concerned, to me, the greatest floor generals that I've seen, like as far as point guards, off the top of my head, are Magic, Stockton, not Nash, excuse me, Kidd. Nash is in that conversation, and Chris Paul. Those are like floor generals. Rondo's there too. Another question we gotta ask ourselves too, though. Rondo might not have the acclaim, right? But he has 2 championships now.
Right.
Are we underrating him?
That's a you know what? That's a good assessment. Hey, am I too low, too raw? Can you hear me really good?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good question. Rondo, when he first got drafted, because he played his college ball at Kentucky, right?
Right.
When he first got drafted, one of the issues was his shooting.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I remember a lot of games where guys would like they strategized to like, you know what, hey, we gotta let Rondo shoot.
Yep.
Right? And I remember the one game when Boston played the Lakers and all that. The Lakers were at home. They got their asses whooped by Boston that night. And Rondo was the reason why the Lakers got their asses whooped that night. Man, yeah, Mark Jackson, they're definitely coach. Mark Jackson was definitely a full general. Matter of fact, I liked him when the Knicks first drafted him.
Yeah,
And
I believe he won Rookie of the Year, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Because he was on that team with Patrick Ewing and whatever. And
Right.
that's what turned me on to the Knicks. And then when the Knicks traded him, it kind of lost my interest in that. Hey, another guy who I really like though, that really not a whole lot of people talk about is Rod Strickland.
Yes. 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 Great ball handler, great passer, great court vision. I remember him being a point guard of that Bullets team in '97.
Yeah.
Before that, he's played with Portland and the Spurs. Yeah, Rod Strickland was that dude, man.
Yeah, I really like Rod Strickland, man. Oh my goodness, man.
Yeah, Kenny Anderson, another good one.
But but as much as I liked him when he played at Georgia Tech,
Right.
Kenny Anderson, but
Right.
his NBA career wasn't all that, if you ask me.
No, it didn't turn out to what people thought it would be. No, it wasn't quite what what people thought it would be. But he had flashes.
Right.
He had flashes of what people expected, but it wasn't what he thought. Yeah, his NBA career wasn't what he thought it was going to be. But there's some other good passing point guards too, man, that just get forgotten due to years, man. Just like I know these sound like these are just names, but Guy Rogers,
Dennis
Kevin
Johnson.
Porter, who you said?
Dennis Johnson.
Dennis Johnson, yep. Dennis Johnson, who what you call it, pissed me off the other day talking about something he ain't nothing special.
Who said that dumbass shit?
The curly-haired preacher off of Fox News. Fox Sports. What's his name? What's his name?
The curly-headed preacher.
The curly-haired preacher. The wannabe pastor. My sources tell me. You should be on ESPN.
It's going over my head right now.
It's pissing me off. Oh, the one that used to be on ESPN, but he moved to Fox News, Fox Sports, excuse me. The preacher, the one that supposed to be a pastor, light skin.
What the fuck is his name, man? God damn.
My sources tell me though that I
Oh,
can't
Chris
think of his name right
Broussard.
now. Yeah, Chris
Chris
Broussard. That's
Broussard.
it. Yeah. I couldn't think of his name right quick. Yeah, he
Chris
said he
Broussard,
wanted.
yeah.
Yeah, he said Dennis Johnson want nothing special.
Yeah. Come on, man. Oh yeah, I remember that backhanded comment. Oh yeah. I remember he said that was on the I think it's either on Undisputed or First Things First he made that dumbass comment.
I think it was First Things First. Yeah, he made that
Yeah.
stupid ass comment.
Yeah, that old backhanded disrespectful comment. Yeah. Definitely Chris Jackson, y'all. Chris Jackson was definitely that dude.
Yeah.
Only problem was his career was too short. And that thing had to do more than I think it was more political than anything else.
Yeah. He definitely played in the wrong era. You know what I'm saying? That wouldn't have probably happened today. But that was David Stern's league, you know. But they blackballed him. Right after that, he got traded to the Kings. And then I remember him playing with the Grizzlies for a little bit. He was out the NBA. And he wasn't even 30. He was 29 years old out the NBA. It's like, okay, that's messed up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's always been a lot of really good point guards, man. In the late '90s and the 2000s, you started seeing more of the scoring point guards that people love today. But it's crazy that they were getting criticized for that back then, like Marbury. What's his name? Or they call him Starbird. The other one.
Stephon Marbury.
Yeah, remember he was a point guard, but he was a scorer. And a lot of people used to say, well, which one do you want to be? Do you want to be a shooting guard or do you want to be a point guard? But in today's NBA, they don't really criticize you for that.
Right.
You know, another guy that was good for a little bit was Stevie Franchise.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
White Chocolate. I mean, there's been a lot of good point guards, man.
But as good as those point guards were,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think none of them let us up to the level of CP3 though.
No.
And we mentioned a bunch of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, people got to remember, man, CP3, I remember when he first came to the NBA, I thought they were capping at first. Like, you know, I thought, I had to go with this crap. But they were comparing him to Isaiah Thomas. At the time, I thought it was a little bit premature because I believe you got to, like, get some accolades under your belt first before they start doing that. But, he was, Chris Paul was incredible in his prime, man. I mean, he's still incredible now, but in his prime, though, man, that dude he did on both ends of the court at a high level.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And so do you consider him a top? You don't need to be specific about where he at in the rankings and whatnot, but is it fair to say that he is a top 10 point guard of all time?
I mean, that's a fair statement. Yeah. I mean, it's there are certain guys that you could make an argument could be on that list, and you can argue where he is. But I think everything said and done, you kind of have to put him on that top 10 list. Now, where at is up to debate, but yeah, I think he's a top 10 point guard.
For me, he would be around the bottom 10, bottom half of the top 10.
I agree with that.
And the lack of NBA championships, to me, holds him back a tag. But
right.
Outside of the NBA championships, I mean, he's done pretty much everything you can ask for a guy of his caliber in his career.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you the guy who I think I might have to take off my top 10. Even if I had to make a choice, like be forced, I would probably have to take Steve Nash out of top 10 and make room for Chris Paul. And the reason why
I wouldn't have Steve Nash in top 10 no way.
I have him in my top 10, but he's in the bottom part of it. But At least Chris Paul went to a finals. I don't think Steve
Right.
Nash ever went to a finals.
No, his closest was back in 2010.
Right, when they went to the conference finals against the Lakers.
Right.
And no, he's never been to an NBA finals. At least, and you know, and this team really wasn't favored to get past the Lakers. Yes, they benefited from injuries, whatever, but they weren't favored to get to the NBA finals. And that was impressive what Chris Paul did. Plus, when you look at all of the Vince's performances during this playoff run that he had, I'm not saying Steve Nash hasn't had some great performances, but I just can't think of any like all-time performances that stick out in my mind with him. I just can't think of any. Plus, another thing that hurts me with Steve Nash, man, is he didn't do it on both sides of the court, man. On both sides of the
Nope.
floor, he didn't. He
Nope.
didn't. And quite honestly, he was a pretty bad defender for most of his career. So,
Yep.
yeah, if anything, I have to make room for him by taking out Steve Nash.
Yeah, I wouldn't have Steve Nash in my top 10, no way, for all the aforementioned reasons you just mentioned.
Right,
Um,
right.
it definitely was not a good defender.
No,
Matter of fact, you had guys that would play. They would stick Rajah Bell on the other team's point guard just to mask the defensive deficiency of a Steve Nash.
yeah.
Um, so yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
I think the main reason why I sometimes used to put him in my top 10 because of the strength of those MVPs. But man, like those,
Shit, one of those MVPs should have belonged to Kobe Bryant.
I know, I know. And even the one in 2005 was a little. I mean, okay, I give you that one. The reason they had the best record, 2006, that should have went to Kobe, man. That should have been Kobe's MVP. It should not have went to Steve Nash. But for reasons that I won't go into or delve into. For
Mm-hmm.
political reasons, they gave it to Steve Nash because of the realities of what was going on in the NBA at that time. But it should have went to Kobe.
Right.
And, right. But yeah, I have to say Chris Paul is a top 10 point guard. And depending on what happens from here, he's just going to go higher, you know.
Yeah, because in that they asked him about retirement. I forgot who asked him about retiring and all that. I During the case of the NBA Finals, he came out and said there's no chance he's going to retire.
Good.
But Rachel Nichols, and I wonder why she was still covering the NBA Finals when she was supposed to be off the NBA Finals. But anyway, she asked Chris Paul a stupid question, right? A stupid question. And I wanted to do a video about that, but man, I was so busy, man. It kind of threw me off track. Now, if someone loses the NBA Finals, why would you begin to ask them? So, what's it like losing the NBA Finals? Bitch, what the fuck you think?
Mm.
What
Oh
kind of a
man,
question is that?
that's a dumb question. I swear, man, some of these so-called journalists, man, be asking some of the dumbest questions.
What's it like losing the NBA Finals? I don't know. What's it like still having a job you're not supposed to have after talking shit about your employer and your fellow coworker? That's what he should have said. See,
What's it like?
I would see better him than me. I would have gone after her ass. I'm like, first of all, what kind of a question is that anyway?
What's it like losing an NBA final? Yeah, boy. Imbecile. I
Idiot.
mean, look, yeah, just stupid, man. Just dumb, just an idiot. You know, let me ask you this, LB, do you think that there's any traction or any validity to the rumors that the Lakers are trying to acquire him?
So what's up, Matt Moses? So for me, I first of all, I don't think Chris Paul walks out on $44 million. Okay,
Okay.
because that's his player option for next year, right?
Right.
But on the off chance that he does walk out on $44 million, right,
Hmm.
and becomes a free agent, I don't see him going to the Lakers. And as about what we talked about over the years, right?
Hmm.
Uh, as to okay, he don't want to team up with LeBron because he don't like stacking the deck. Uh, I think Chris Paul likes the competition. Um, I think he's in a perfect position with the Phoenix Suns, and I just can't see him turning down that money to go to team up with his banana boat brother, right?
Right.
Because if he does that, right, then what you can have these people out here saying, "Oh man, Lakers out here stacking the deck."
Right.
So and then say Chris Paul does turn down that money and he does go to the Lakers and they end up winning that championship. Oh, hey, breaking news, right? This is a little off the subject, right? Hey, this for you, coach. Hey, so Kamaru Usman, Kobe Covington rematch set for November at UFC 268.
Mm.
So that's I'm telling you right now, if you still in the building, coach, hey, just know I'm looking forward to that one. I want Kamal Usman to rip that racist motherfucker a new asshole. But anyway, uh, that's back to NBA, right? Man,
Hmm.
I can't wait till November come around, man. Shit. Um, I want Kamal Usman to whoop that motherfucker ass. But anyway, um, back to basketball. People not gonna put respect on goddamn Chris Paul's championship if he turns on that option and goes to the Lakers and they win that championship. They're not gonna put no respect on that championship. People seeing what look, Giannis winning that championship, man, that shit's on everybody else that went and stacked the deck. Period. Because it destroys the narrative now that we got to stack the deck to win the championship. When Giannis already proven that you don't need to stack the deck, right? What's up, Herman?
That was good, LB. Was good too, Raw.
Hey, what's up, man?
All right, so what you got on
I'm
Chris Paul's
agreeing with you,
legacy? Where you
LB.
see him at?
Man, I think I have him like number 7 all time. Great PG, and and really he should be higher than that. But the reason, he didn't come through when his team needed him the most. It seemed like this team. Bob Citizen, he came out. I was up on Golden State. You know what I'm saying? You was supposed to, you mean to me, out of those two, the last campaign, I compare at least one of them motherfuckers. So it's like we know he's an all-time great. We know if he goes to a bad team, he'll make them a playoff team. We know all that. But when it comes down to winning, Me, 'cause I can't put him over Peyton. I can't put him over J Kid. J Kid, he got one. He's up there in steals as well. So I can't put you on John Stockton. Magic Johnson, you know damn well put you over Magic. Isaiah Thomas. That's arguably the best little man of all time. Be where you see him at though, LB?
Uh, I don't have a specific number. All I know is I got him in the bottom 10 round numbers. Oh shit. I don't know. I don't have the specific number. All I know is he's in the bottom half of the top 10.
Yeah.
Because as I alluded to earlier, the lack of a championship hurt him. Um, you know, some playoff, um, playoff failures on when there was one stretch he couldn't get out the second round, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
another thing too. All of these blown series. I think he has the record for most 2-0 series leads blown. He's been
Yeah.
in
Yeah, he
4
has
different
4.
series where he's blown a 2-0 lead. Well, his team has blown a 2-0 lead. That's an NBA
Yep,
record.
yep. Hey, so that's up there. The next person on that list is Blake Griffin. He has 3.
Blake, okay.
Yeah, because the
Yeah, Blake
Clippers
has
dropped the
blown
ball
3
so
2-0
many times.
series leads. Yeah.
Yeah, the Clippers dropped the ball so many times. Live City did. It was crazy. It just when I measure into the all-time great point guards like the guys I mentioned, I just can't put him over. I can't put him over those guys due to the certain intangibles he's lacking for us winning those big games. I can't do it. As much as I like him, much as I think that he's better than certain point guards I name, but at the end of the day, when it comes to that, now I got to use the accolades. Your accolades not as good as John Stockton. Your accolades not as good as Gary Payton. Your accolades not as good as J Kidd. Cause they could go to like the bottom half as well. But I prepared them over them though. So I don't. It's messed up though, cause I feel like he could make any team better. He always gonna make that team improve. It just if you need him to win you a big game to try to get you a championship, he's not gonna do it. You need a big win in the playoffs, he's not gonna come through. It's sad, but shit, it's the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But LB, you right too. I don't see him turning down that 44 million. Unless he is going to stick to that, go against what he been doing his whole career. I don't see him turning that 44 million down. He'll be a fool to be honest.
It's hard to say, man. I don't think he's going to, but that that monkey of not winning a championship, who knows how strong it is? I don't know.
And
I don't know at this point.
Hey,
the media's gonna hold that against him and all that.
yeah, cause to be honest, if Karl Malone had one championship, he'd be the best power forward of all time. You
I
see
I
would
how?
don't
be.
know about that.
Nah, I just said, but you see how that affect Karl Malone's legacy. He was great.
But they still got him as the number 2 best point guard of all time. Power forward of all time, though.
Remember even without the titles, before Tim probably won like his second or
I think it was third.
third.
I think it was his third.
Yeah, it was his third. But even before he won, even when he retired, up until when Tim won his third, they still was calling Carmelo the best power forward of all time.
Yep.
because of like his sheer accomplishments, the 36,928 points, all-time leader and free throws made and all these other accolades that he's had just from playing for so long. Just the so many years of dominance that we haven't seen in very few players, maybe LeBron, Kareem. I still think Karl Malone the best scoring power forward I've ever seen. Like just
Uh,
scoring.
oh yeah, that's a fact. That's a
Yeah, he's
fact.
still the best scoring power forward I've ever seen. But yeah, I know what you're saying though. The championship hurt some players a lot more than others, man. Barkley,
Patrick Ewing.
Ewing, Reggie to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hurts some players, man. Just because the expectations, like especially Patrick Ewing, like he was supposed to be the savior for New York when he got drafted,
Mm-hmm.
and Michael Jordan just got in the way, man. Michael Jordan got in the way.
And the King
But
got away
it
too.
wasn't
Then
just
the
Michael
King,
Jordan. It
Reggie
wasn't just
Miller
Michael
did too
Jordan,
to
man.
a
In fact,
certain
there was a
extent.
couple of years. There was
Reggie
a
Miller
couple of
got in
years
the way.
Reggie Miller got in the way.
yeah, yeah. Reggie Miller got in the way. And matter of fact, you're right about Reggie too, LB, because Pat Riley gave up on the Knicks right in '95. That's when he gave up on the Knicks, man. He was like, man, this team
Yeah.
just not gonna. They're not gonna get past. They're not. They're not gonna win a championship. He probably could sense that was the last year that they had a chance to win their title.
95. Yep.
Yep, '95.
Yeah, because you instead of dunking the ball, he tried to finger roll it, and he missed the goddamn finger roll at the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
you can't tell me those Knicks teams overall wasn't better than those Bulls teams. The Knicks teams should have got past the Bulls at least a couple of times for sure.
You mean like position for position?
Yeah, if we go down here
Yeah,
for basing their rosters, I think the New York
yeah.
Knicks roster were better than the Bulls.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But and that bald headed that black dude, man, he just that black motherfucker, man, he wouldn't be denied. And Pippen
Yeah,
stepped up
but-
too.
yeah.
Hmm.
So I
Yeah.
was
You know what it was
So,
too?
yeah.
I was gonna say something. You know what else it is too? To be sometimes, man, you have a better team and you can play hard for 46 minutes, but it's those last 2 minutes when the other team is just executing and focused for all 48 minutes, and then certain lapses where the other team is just they not focused for like 1 minute of the game or a couple possessions here or there, and a turnover here and a missed free throw there can be the difference between going to the finals and winning or just losing. And I think that hurts the Knicks too.
Yeah. Yeah.
not to mention that Game 7, the '94 Finals, John
Uh,
Starks was on the back of a milk carton somewhere because he was missing.
you know, the year
Man,
before he blew the Bulls series. The year before, when the Knicks was up 2-0.
yeah. You know, man, to have the worst game of your career. Why on earth didn't you just choose some meaningless regular season game, John Stocks? Why would you choose that game to have the worst game of your career?
Man, I
Yeah.
bet he's still having nightmares about that.
I
You
don't
know what I'm
know.
saying?
I don't know who's worse, him and Nick Anderson.
Oh, with the free
Well,
throw?
see, the difference with Nick Anderson. You can't really blame Nick Anderson because Orlando had like a 20-something point lead and shit. They blew
Yeah.
that. They had a huge lead in Game 1.
Yep.
Yeah, Nick Anderson missing 4 free throws, was the proverbial icing on the cake of the collapse. But can't really blame Nick Anderson, man. They blew a 20-something. They had like a 20-something point lead and they blew it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember that game, man, because I was in school at the time, right? I had to go to bed. So
Yep,
I
me
used to
too.
hate it because the Western Conference games, I had to go to bed earlier and shit, or the later games. So when I went to bed, it was in the third quarter or something like that. And all I remember is that Orlando was up by 20-some points. And I said, yeah, well, it's been a nice run, Houston. I was thinking like, it's been a nice run, man. But, back to life, back to reality. So I cut the
Back
TV off
to
and go
the
to bed.
here and now, yeah.
Right. I cut the TV off. I wake up in the morning. I'm like, I wonder how much Orlando won by. And they show Elijah Warren tipping it in and putting his hands up. I said, wait a minute, man. Did they win? I said, they lost the fucking game. And then they show it. Then you find out what happened. I'm like, oh, shit. But back then, you know what I'm saying? You didn't know anything about, confidence and how that can mentally destroy you to blow a lead like that in youth. And, I wasn't thinking about it like that. I said, well, Orlando's still a better team and they'll still win this series. Really? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was another prime example of a better team losing to some team that should have beat. They're another example of that too. Cause Orlando was better top to bottom than Houston, but hey, that's how great Elijah one was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do remember this though. I remember like after that finals though, I think it was for 2 or 3 seasons. Houston could not beat Orlando again. Like after they beat them in that finals in '95, every time Houston would play Orlando in the regular season, Houston would lose to them. Like it's like Orlando just refused to lose to them again for a couple of years in the regular season. I just remember those games where they just, even though it ain't matter, but I remember after that they just couldn't beat Orlando again in the regular season. So
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 seasons or something like that.
yeah. That let you know right there that Orlando was better. They just didn't get the job done.
Nah.
We gotta realize they were young too, though. Really, most of that team was young. The vet that they had was Horace Grant. That was the only vet on the team.
Mm-hmm.
So they was real young and still were learning. They just was so damn talented though. Shit, it overshadowed a lot of things. Cause everybody thought the Knicks, it was gonna be between the Knicks and the Pacers, but hell, Orlando came out the blue. Shit, they won. They went to the final and won this shit.
I know Penny and Shaq and them was saying I think it was a 30 for 30 special they did about that team. They said they were celebrating prematurely.
Yep. Shaq did. So they thought they was just gonna run through the Houston Rockets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But last one was just on that mission, man. You gotta look at all the wars they had to go through in the West just to get to them.
Yep.
And are they the lowest seeded team to ever win the championship?
Yep.
Yeah, they were number 6. They were
Yep.
the,
The
Yeah, I
second
knew they were
lowest.
number 6.
Yeah, they were the 6th seed. The second lowest seed, I think, was the 1969 Celtics. They were the 4th seed.
Hey, so was 95 that year they came back from 3-1 to beat the Suns?
Yep.
yeah, that is same year.
Yep. That's the same year. And the first round they beat the Utah Jazz,
Yep.
who won 60 games that year
Yeah,
in the first round. And then in the second round, they played Phoenix. They were down 3-1 and looked like that was the end of the road. Then they won 3 games in a row. Game 7 was that Mario Ellie Kiss game.
The kiss of death game,
Yep,
baby.
it's the best game. And then in the Western Conference Finals, they played the team with the best record in the NBA. That was the San Antonio Spurs.
yeah.
David
Hey, T
Robinson
Raw.
was the MVP.
Hey, I mean to cut you off too, Raw. I want to throw the one little tidbit in that game. You know
Mm-hmm.
that was the only shot Mario Ellie made in the game?
You know what?
I actually didn't realize
I
that.
actually, you know what? I might have read that a long time ago, forgot about it, but no, I can't say I did know that. That's the only
Yeah,
shot he made.
that was his only bucket in the game, bro.
Damn. And you know what's a tragedy, man? Kevin Johnson scored 45 or I can't remember, it was 45 or 46 points in that game.
Yeah.
And he made like 22 or 24 free throws.
Oh yeah, true. Has technical difficulties.
Oh, so in that game, right? Can you hear me, Herman?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you good.
I take that back. So the 3-pointer he made was the only 3-pointer he made in that game.
Yeah, I actually didn't realize that though. I know he really wasn't scoring like that, but I didn't know that was just on the bucket though.
No, that wasn't his only bucket. I mean, that was his only 3-point bucket. That's what I meant to say.
Oh, okay.
Because he did have 8 points. He only had 8 points in that game. But that 3-point bucket was his only 3-point bucket in the game he made.
Hey,
Do I think Hakeem is the best defender of all time? No. Uh, that's the question I got asked, Herman. Yeah, I got asked of do I think Hakeem's the best defender of all time? I'm like, no.
nah. You gotta. Bill Russell did some shit that nobody could do back then. Contain Wilt Chamberlain. So if a motherfucker can contain somebody big and dominant like that, shit. Yeah, that's an all-time great defender to me. You got Bill Russell, and you can't forget about the Waynes that was defending real well. You know what I'm saying? You got the MJs of the world, you got the Dennis Rodmans of the world. I don't think Hakeem was a better defender than a Dennis Rodman.
Tim Duncan was a hell of a defender.
Yeah, Tim Duncan was
Um,
right there. Even David Robinson. We just talked about it. Even David Robinson was a great defender.
yeah,
But
but David Robinson got cooked by Hakeem Olajuwon on many occasions.
that's true too, though. That's true too.
So I mean that's where we at on that. Yeah, I like the Admiral. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the Admiral got his ship sunk on many occasions by Hakeem. Man, Hakeem was that man. That fucking man.
It was either him or Karl Malone.
Yeah, basically. All right, Polo, you in here? What you got on this?
Salute
CP3.
Polo.
What's up with it, Herman? Well, LB, salute to you. Who y'all, man? Hey, look, I got CP3 all time as one of the best, but he could have been even greater had it not been for him being cursed by lack of playoff success. He did get to the finals, but then I'm talking about earlier in his career, and then also he been cursed by the injuries, man. We gotta call it out with the injuries.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I talked about that at the beginning of the stream.
Now, as far as Hakeem, I got him. I want to put everybody in perspective when I say this. I don't know if anybody has heard me say this before. I got Hakeem as my number one center of all time, though.
All right.
He's in, yeah, as my starting five. My and just to let you know, okay, before y'all have a heart attack and everything. Look, my starting five is Hakeem at the center. I got Dennis Rodman at the power forward.
Mm,
I got I got Michael Jordan. I got MJ at the shooting. I got Isaiah Thomas at the point, and I got Larry at the small.
that's a
Uh,
good ass lineup.
Now let me tell you why I got Hakeem as my number one center, L and Herman. It has absolutely nothing to do with offense. Absolutely nothing to do with offense. What do you know about Hakeem? He
He put
leads all time. He's the all-time leader in blocks. Hakeem can change the game without scoring a single bucket. Hakeem has gotten a quadruple double. And as True Raw has said before, and LB, you know this, and so do you, Herman, Hakeem has gotten multiple steals in the game as a center. So I want a center that can change the game defensively and can rim protect and can get rebounds. But then when I need him as a secret weapon, he got the best footwork of all time and will lose your ass in a heartbeat.
I respect your stance on it, even though I wholeheartedly disagree, but I respectfully disagree. But but I appreciate your take on it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, Hakeem, he was a hell of a defender. Now I'll give you that. But is he like the best center defender of all time? Yeah, that's a reach. But
I put it I put it to you like this, L. I put it to you like this. Uh, if you would have gave the team that Kareem, I mean Hakeem, the team that Kareem had, he would have had way more championships.
see, the problem with when everybody talk about, oh my, yeah, he based on the stat, yeah, he's the all-time um, leader in blocks. But we also got to note, blocks didn't become an official stat until 1973. So we don't know what how many blocks Bill Russell had or Will Chamberlain had, and all that. So that's the only disclaimer I got with that. You know what I'm saying? But
I
outside of
mean,
that, I mean, it's compelling. Your take on the matter is compelling.
I
Oh yeah.
hey
Oh
hey
yeah.
hey Herman and LB, I put it to you like this. A lot of people don't know this. If you watch in the '80s and you watch them in the '90s, see everybody's looking at Hakeem. Oh yeah, when he played against Shaq and he was and David Robinson. Nah, I'm talking about five slammer jammer Hakeem when he was running the
Oh
floor
hell
up and
yeah.
down
Hell yeah.
when he was getting up above the square blocking motherfucking shot. Everybody talks about Ewing. Oh, back in the days in the '90s. No, I'm talking about a Ewing in the '80s when he was coming out of Georgetown. Throwing motherfucker shit when he was getting up off the ground. But everybody looks at these guys when they had knee pads on and all that other stuff. No, you got to look at these motherfuckers when they was young. And his first game was soccer. He was a goalie. He was a goalie at first. He just like Tim Duncan. That wasn't his basketball. Wasn't his favorite. His first sport. It was swimming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Polo, hey, you ain't lying. Like people keep forgetting in the '80s, the Houston Rockets would make it to the Western Conference Finals with Akeem Olajuwon there in the '80s. People keep forgetting Houston got in the way of a lot of shit in the '80s too.
Well,
In
they
'86.
played in the NBA Finals one year. They lost to the Boston Celtics.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'86.
yeah, '86 they did. Yeah, people forget about that. Him and Ralph, man, they was that was the first Twin Towns.
And Herman, I don't. And Herman LB knows this probably by now, and so does True Raw. I don't even like the '90s. I like the '80s. I thought the '80s was. I like the '80s Jordan. I like the '80s Magic. I like the '80s Larry Bird.
I like '80s basketball. Period.
Yeah, but yeah, I know I was born in '86, but yeah, but I studied, but because I was a fan of basketball, I was watching a lot of the '80s games, man. Because I was a fan of it anyway. So like, in order for me to so-called be a judge of how basketball really was, you gotta do your research, you gotta do your history on it. You know what I'm saying? I just can't
Like
say somebody the best if I don't do any history. I don't know my history with it. You know what I'm saying?
like
So like, yeah, I basically grew up more with it in the '90s, but I wasn't gonna say Jordan was the best until I had to watch the older players before him. So yeah, the '80s to me, yeah, that was the golden era of basketball. Yeah, you right, Polo. The '80s was the golden era of basketball.
I
That's how
mean,
it was supposed to
if
be
you really
played.
think about it, if you really think about it though, like the first big man ever shooting threes was Manute Bol.
Yep.
That's
Motherfucker was
facts.
7'7" shooting threes.
That's facts, LB. That's facts.
Yeah, that's a fact. and he
And we
was
saw
pretty
that.
damn
We was
good
looking
too.
at that as an anomaly. Like when he was shooting threes like that, man, that was an anomaly.
And now look at his son.
Now you
Yeah,
got
Look
motherfuckers
at
like
Bo Bo.
KD, Dirk. You got all these like seven, like uh, to a lower, to a lesser degree, Kristaps Porzingis and all that, right? And I'm really pissed off at a lot of people out there trying to compare when he got traded from the Knicks to the Mavericks. Or, oh man, that's the next Dirk. I'm like, whoa, slow
Yeah,
down.
but Jason Kidd, but you heard what Jason Kidd has said about him. He said that Porzingis still is loaded with a lot of potential, and he says that he's trying to get them two to gel together, him and Luka, because there's been a lot of friction between the two in
Well,
Dallas.
yeah. Well, the thing about it is, Luca has like this 30% usage rate, and Porzingis seeing that as, look, I can't get into my flow because you got the ball all the goddamn time. Look, to me, Kristaps Porzingis is soft ass baby shit. Okay, uh, real he is.
he
You
is
seven
though.
three,
That's
getting
why
your
I
dump
was
blocked
asking.
by Robert Covington, who's 6'7".
That's
Come
why I
on
was
now.
asking.
Uh, Listen,
I know he's 6'7", he's 6'9", but still, you getting your fucking shit pushed back by a guy shorter than you. What the fuck?
yeah,
And then you
I
got
agree
nerve to
with
get
you.
mad at somebody when, oh man, I ain't getting enough opportunity. Bitch, when you got the opportunity, you're not even maximizing it. You big, tall, Drago bitch. What's up, JMJ? Running around here looking like a big ass Ivan Drago.
He's
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on,
he,
LB? What's going on, Herman? What's going on,
Salute
Polo?
to you, bro.
what's up,
What's up,
JMJ?
JMJ? I must break you.
What's going on? What's the topic? Like,
We talking about CP3.
His
We talking about
legacy.
CP3 and his legacy.
well, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. It's Wake Forest. He been a dirty player, and when he want to go to, he been a dirty player, and when he tried to go to Kobe, David Stern blocked him. So that's what I could think about with CP3. But I'm glad he
What?
went to the NBA. You said what?
I
What?
forgot he from North Carolina though. I forgot.
Yeah,
Yeah, he plays
yeah.
college ball at Wake
Well,
Forest.
David Dickey. Yeah, David Dickens. You know what I'm saying? He from Winston-Salem. But to kind of find out, Winston Wake Forest is another town. Wake Forest, David Dickens is Winston-Salem.
Yeah.
So I understand that. But they blocked him for that Kobe trade when he wanted to go to the Lakers. So he probably would have won a few championships down there too. But CP3, man, I wish he did would have won, but unfortunately he didn't. But at least he waited to the finals without James Harden and the others, man. But unfortunately, he played against PJ Tucker. You know,
Nah, he
with
had he had Giannis guarding his ass.
Hey, but did you
yeah,
see they were supposed
yeah,
to
but
win when KD was hurt? Houston was supposed to win when KD was hurt, man, and didn't play in that series. You got to win.
Yeah,
You got to win there, man. James Harden and Chris Paul dropped the ball in that series.
yeah, but
yeah.
Chris Paul didn't play because of hamstring.
I mean,
But
but
he
everybody,
known for
everybody.
injuries too. I'm gonna tell you another thing too. He known for injuries too. So
But
can't
you
be
know,
mad
but
at.
you know what, JMJ and Herman. Herman brought up a good point. I want to piggyback off of JMJ. Everybody was hurt though. I mean, Giannis extended his knee and still was a stand up. Hey, Herman and JMJ. I told JMJ this on live.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think that nigga was gonna get back up. That nigga got back up like fucking T1000 LB from Terminator, and
Yeah.
got back up like it was nothing, and was conversating with his brother like he was angry about it. It wasn't hurt. He was angry about getting hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell y'all this though. I'm gonna tell y'all this though. And Ticket TV made some points. You know what I'm saying? When he did his live stream, what would have been the difference between KD if he hyperextended his knee and Giannis Antetokounmpo hyperextended his knee? What you think that would have been the difference, LB Herman or Polo?
Uh,
K- KD would have been on the sideline.
He wouldn't play in the finals, wouldn't
Nope.
he? He wouldn't
yep.
play in the finals, wouldn't he? And what's it called? And Giannis, you said he gonna play these few finals, man. And he played it with whatever shots, whatever training he had to do, flex that hyperextended knee and played. So that's why I'm really proud of Giannis Antetokounmpo compared to KD. You know what I'm saying? And I was thinking of that. I was thinking of that long and hard, man. I was like, yeah, ticket, LB, whoever, Too Raw, or whoever made some good points about what they need situations. So
Yeah.
I think like see, uh, when he got hurt, it made me think about okay, well Kawhi, it didn't look as bad because when he bumped Herman and JMJ and LB when he bumped into Joe Ingles in that Utah series, hey, am I lying? I was like something's wrong because he was rubbing his knee and everything like that, but I thought he was gonna go through it. But with Kawhi's situation, man, his knees are going to be continuously, deteriorating. And then he done had four surgeries in the last 5 years. He's going to be out 9 months, and then we got to see he got to rehab and everything. So when you look at it like that, it's like okay, I don't even know if Kawhi has that much long left to even play because
Yeah.
his knees are not getting any better. But with a case like Giannis, I mean, he just got right back up, and you know what that shows? That shows that okay, he's still pretty healthy, and he recovers pretty well. He really hadn't had. I think he had an ankle injury. I think one time, and that was it. Other than that, he's been pretty healthy for the most part of his career.
now I'm gonna tell you this though with KD between Giannis and KD. You see how KD is in 2009, and look how what's it called was man. Man, Giannis played just like Tiki TV said. He said he has no strength. He's skilled, but he don't work out. He don't hit the bars or nothing. Plumb the eyes or nothing. And Giannis Antetokounmpo been hitting the eyes. And I think that's what's gonna make him very good. I know. Kawhi does it sometimes, but I think some people think Kawhi. I think he work out too much or whatever, But we'll see how this goes with KD and
He
Kawhi.
he
Yeah.
wanted to beat, hey, but JMJ, like I told you, Herman and LB, he wanted to beat. Listen, when he got hurt, he wasn't like LeBron and be like, you know what, man, I'm gonna go back to the locker room and get treatment with 5 6 minutes left to go and nothing like that. You know what? He got hurt. He was like, nah, nah, nah. Skip all that. I'm not gonna leave my team out there and wanted to go back into the game. That's what you want. That's what the problem is with
Yeah,
the USA team. We ain't got no like one of my guys was saying, we don't have no leaders on the
Yeah.
team. Ain't nobody playing passionate. All these guys that you look at on the U.S. On the other team that from the international, like France and Nigeria and what you dig that they lost to. Uh,
France.
yeah, nah, they lost to what was that second game they lost to?
Damn, I'm trying to see who else they did lose to.
Because I'm talking about in the exhibition, they lost to Nigeria and then they
Was it
lost to
Australia?
yeah, Australia. There you go, Australia. All those guys that you look at, okay, those are role players that you look at in the league, but when it comes to playing with their country, guess what? They coming out for murder for you. Like they put on that country. That's a whole nother mentality that they have and stuff. And that's what we have to have. We can't sit here and blame it on Pop and being like, oh yeah, Pop is a horrible coach or anything like that. If he's not getting through to the players, that's when it's time for y'all to be like, you know what, we got to galvanize ourselves and have that mentality and go out there and stop underestimating all these guys just because they're role players in the bench in the league. Because Evan Fournier gave him 28.
Yeah. That's why I want to
Uh,
ask y'all too, though, cause me and Terrell kind of on the same page with the LB, JMJ, Polo. Uh, I actually feel like Chris Paul really not a better point guard than John Stockton. How y'all feel about that?
but see, but yeah, I'm gonna tell you this, her Stockton made it to the NBA Finals. He make all the assists. I think he lead the league in assists all time. And probably
And
skills
steals.
and stuff like that. But for CP3, this is his first NBA Finals. So John Stockton made it back to back. Yeah, it don't hurt to have Karl Malone too. It don't hurt to have Karl Malone, but they both was great players, in that Utah at the Delta Center, and on the road too. But CP3, this is his first NBA Finals. He might learn from this. If they let him go, they let him go. If they don't, put some players around him with CP3 can work with. You know what I'm saying? Let him work
See,
with that. Just,
see, hey, JMJ. To answer Herman's question, uh, okay, skill wise, CP3 is better, but success wise, John Stockton has been way more successful. All time leader in assists and steals, and then on top of that, he's made it to Western Conference Finals, and he's made it to two finals or whatever. And then on top of that, he got a gold medal too as well
yeah,
in the Olympics. So his resume is way better than CP3. But as far as skill wise, it's CP3. But overall, you got to go with Stockton though.
yeah, yeah. But other than that, man, her CP3. It's time for you. It's time for you to. I guess you and Monty Willis need to come back in. But I'm gonna tell y'all this, LB, and I'm gonna tell you this, LB. You made a good point about Amin but what Amin El Hassan or something like that. I wanted to make this point though, but you said Monty Williams, but he was trying to clown Monty Williams for going to the locker room or that what's it called, for he congratulated the Bucks. But then Pat Riley do that in 83, 82, 83 season. He congratulated the Sixers when he swept them.
Look, that stuff is done all the time in good gesture and all that. This is
Yeah,
nothing new. Him going to the other team's locker room to congratulate them is nothing new. So I don't know why the devil Amin Elasan made a big deal out of that. He was sitting up here talking about, that was a look at me Louis moment. So what do you think? What you did, what you said about Monty Williams, wasn't that a look at me Louis moment? You fucking hypocrite.
Yeah.
yeah,
It was a ridiculous take. It was a ridiculous, stupid, idiotic clickbait goddamn take. And then he talking about, well, couldn't you wait outside to congratulate Monty Williams? I don't know. Shouldn't you call Monty Williams on the phone and tell him that, as opposed to going on the Dan Patrick show? You fucking hypocrite!
yeah. You right about that, bro. You right about that. I'm gonna let y'all go, man. Man, this is a good take, man. Good chat for y'all, LB, Polo, and Herman, man. It's good take for y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? I heard from all of y'all from that Luka Doncic situation of with ticket. I said, okay. I said, it was just a good
Yeah, man, I
good
gotta
chat.
get up out of here, man. You know what I'm saying?
All right,
Hey,
LB. All right,
I gotta
Herman.
get
All
up
right,
out of here,
JMJ,
man. I
man.
got
Y'all be
bills I
safe,
gotta pay.
man.
Man, you too. You too. Y'all brothers be good, man.
Hey,
All right, there,
man, I
fellas.
appreciate y'all, man. Go subscribe to Polo Sports and Entertainment. Polo
Oh
Sports Talk
yeah,
Entertainment
man.
is a YouTube channel. You can
That's
subscribe to
good
my brother. I
content.
really do appreciate it.
Appreciate it. I'm waiting on LB
Yeah,
or
really
Herman to
good
pull
content.
up, man. I
We go.
need LB.
Hey, hey,
LB, I need some a sense of rawness on there, and I need Herman that because y'all motherfuckers keep it real, like JMJ on there. I need a sense of realness out there to chin check motherfuckers for real.
man, they don't never send me my notifications, man. Every time, man, I was like, damn, I be too late on your shit, Polo, man. They don't never
It's
send me
all good, man.
notifications, man.
It's
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
y'all
gonna
got to
be.
put
I gotta
Hold on,
be
hold
timelines
on
on,
your
on.
Polo. I'm
next
gonna catch
stream.
you on live. I'm gonna catch you on live stream.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
okay,
catch you
man.
I'm
on
gonna
live
catch you
stream.
this
You know
go
that. You know
around.
what I'm saying?
All
Y'all,
right.
hey, y'all pull up, man. Hey,
All
I
right,
holler
man.
at
But I
y'all, man.
want
Y'all be safe, bro.
Man, you too, bro.
All right.
to. All right.
All
Hey,
right.
man. I want to thank everyone for watching this video, man. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Shouts out to the LDBC. This your boy. Scream at me. Hey!
Man,